Before we get started, I want to say I am very, very deeply sorry for who you lost. And I also want to say, out of respect for you, I'm not going to be using any trigger words. So that means I'll be using terms like now that they're no longer with us, like that kind of thing. So in the grieving process, I want to make sure you know you are allowed to be sad. You are allowed to be sad. You are allowed to cry. However much you end up crying is completely fine. It's completely okay. You are free to be angry. I do want to very gently caution you, if you are angry, just make sure you don't hurt yourself or others, because if that were to happen, you would then have to deal with that later. And at this point in time, in your grieving, it's important to acknowledge that you feel angry, but also somehow be thinking ahead. I hope that makes sense. But you are allowed to feel however you feel. No one can tell you how you feel is wrong. If you laugh, it's fine. For a couple of reasons that I can personally think of, that's fine. One of them being it's a coping mechanism. Sometimes the body just takes over and you laugh. And then the other reason I can think of is it could be a joyous moment that you are entitled to. I've heard some people say that they felt bad, that they laughed, and it's okay. It really, really is. I want to also take a couple of moments to do some breathing. Deep, slow, hopefully restful or calming breathing. You may not experience this as you would if you were not grieving. I, for one, sometimes when I'm feeling a certain way, I cry when I do deep breathing exercises. That is fine. That is your body releasing things. So you're free to close your eyes, you're free to keep them open, whatever makes you comfortable. So let's do breathe in for 3, hold for 3, and then we'll exhale for 3. I almost forgot what I was doing. I'm so sorry. So we're going to breathe in. And we're going to do that again. Let's try that again. Something about grieving that I've noticed is some people will tell you it gets better, and it does and it doesn't. I don't want to make it sound like there's no hope, because there is. But from what I've seen happen is you stop remembering the person who left you as someone who left you, and you start remembering them with happier memories. You still remember them as someone who left you, but over time it becomes a little bit different, and that process is different for everybody. That timeline, the length of time it takes is different for everybody. And that is the same way with the grieving process. You're going to experience all of the steps of grieving, but not necessarily in any particular order. Some will last longer than others. It's all fine. When my grandpa left us, I felt very, very sad for a very long time. Like, I would say maybe a couple of years. And then over time, over a couple of years, it's become more so that I remember him being there and existing. I also remember that he left us, but I'm also able to remember him and the memories we had. It makes me want him around when I remember that. And when that happens, I try to take a moment and appreciate that I had him in my life. And it's hard to find gratitude when you've lost somebody. But what a wonderful gift they were. Not just for their existence, but for being in your life. And again, you are free to feel however you feel about it. If that does not resonate with you, that's perfectly fine. The whole grieving process really is different for everybody, and it is different depending on who you lost. And I want to say that I am here for you. I'm going to hold my hand up to the camera, and I'm going to hold it up for about 10 seconds, and I want you to feel my heart and my love coming through to you. If you can't, it's okay, but I want to try to extend how sorry I am to you. And if you don't have someone to grieve with, that was my cat. If you don't have someone to grieve with, I'm hoping that this helps. It's not the same thing, but I'm hoping it helps to make you feel like you're not doing this by yourself. So I'm going to put my hand up, and you are free to close your eyes or keep them open, but I'm going to do this for about 10 to 15 seconds, and I'm going to look away because I know sometimes eye contact makes people uncomfortable. I want you to take care of yourself at this time. I want you to find things, compile things that bring you comfort. This is something that I do, and it's what I refer to for myself as self-preservation. Right now, you are going through an unimaginable, horrible loss, and it is good to preserve your energy as best as possible so that you can function where you need to. And by doing that, I mean, don't do anything that you don't absolutely have to do. This time is for you to grieve and for you to heal. Healing is important, and I want you to pull out music, books, TV shows, if you do puzzles, a blanket, a candle, things that bring you comfort, things that help you heal and make it so you can preserve your energy so that you can function. I do want to say again, I am extremely sorry for your loss. This is one of those points where I wish I was there with you right now, because it would just be so much easier to be there. But I can't, and I want to say I'm here in this video form, and I love you. And I hope for the best for you. Keep breathing steadily and deeply, and never stop loving. I know it hurts, maybe so bad that you don't want to, but keep loving deeply and without stopping.